questions for Coach Collins?
The resiliency of this team, I mean, it was a 25-1 run. They got down to 3. But the resiliency of this team to find a way to right the ship and win that fourth quarter like that, it had to be good to see the coach.
I mean, you've seen it all year. And it's not just game to game. I mean, it's not just within a quarter or a game. It's game like for this young team to turn around after the Charlotte game, and which was Charlotte's a great, one of the best, if not the best team in this conference, and to feel like we played well enough to win that game, and to lose it at the end the way we did, and then to come back and turn around and play, and perform this way, and. This team is they don't have a lot of quit in them. There's a whole lot of fight, a whole lot more fight than quit in them.
A few minutes ago, you heard your players say that they cleaned up a lot of little things, they fixed a lot of mistakes. How well do you feel like they did do those things, and how important is that going to be with the regular season really coming to a close here than you might think? Yeah,
that's where we are. There are little things that we're working on in practice now that we couldn't work on in August, that we couldn't work on in October. We had to work on installing our defense. We had to work on installing some of our offense. And still working on fundamentals every single day. But there's little things now that we can tweak and work on and get better at that will have bigger results. And so, we've gotten better in some areas. We still got plenty of room to grow. I mean, this team, we scored 71. And we had maybe the worst third quarter in the history of basketball. And so I don't know very many teams that what were 1 for 16 in that quarter? What was it? 1 for 16 in the quarter. All right? So if that's not the worst quarter, then that's got to be that would make the top 10 list. And so you still put 71 points on the board and beat a good team. And so this team, whenever we fix those little things they're talking about, and whenever we get going together, they're going to be pretty strong.
When they answered the question about the rebounding, though, I saw you smiled over there. It's got to be good to see that they're getting
Yeah. We work on it. We emphasize it. It's the number one priority on offense and on defense. And that's how you stay in games when you go 1 for 16. That's the only way. And you got to defend, and you got to, do your best to limit them to one shot. And when they got those second chance opportunities, that erases all your hustle on defense. And so you've got to close it out, finish the job, and get the ball and turn it the other way.
You look down the stat sheet, normally you're used to Alexis, Mira, and Maya getting double digits, but you look at Coach Savory and Jalen Foster starting to get into those double-digit categories too. How impressed are you with the depth of just not your starters, but people coming in and making plays like that the way they do?
Yeah, I mean, impressed, probably. I'm proud of them. Yes. Impressed, no. Surprised, absolutely not. The name you didn't mention was Macy Blevins. And the other young ladies, they can score as well. I mean, Jenna Walker can score. She can hit threes. I mean, Selma Kulo's been close to double figures. And Gabby McBride's getting better every single day in practice. And so these young ladies, I'm not surprised that we had 5 in double figures. Maybe if we figure out a way to play in such a way that we get 6 or 7 in double figures, I might be surprised by that. But it's harder to win when you have, when Morale's getting 30 and then Maya's getting 18, and then we're trying to figure out where, it's a whole lot harder to win that way than it is when you've got 4 or 5 or 6 kids that can go get double figures. Then you're a tough guard.
Maya, I saw she had ice on her knee there for a little bit, but then had it off and looked to be a little better moving around. Did you hear anything about what happened?
Just that it was a little bit puffy. I asked her how she was. She said she was okay. She was walking around, which is a good sign. We'll give her some rest, get her looked at. And, people don't know just how tough that kid is. She came off an ACL in high school, and then she was having a great senior year and was leading in a lot, but in the top of almost every statistical category in her region, and then tore her labrum in her shooting shoulder. So then she had that. So she is just another example of the resiliency and the toughness that these young kids have. And so she'll be fine. We'll find out what's wrong with her, but that's probably the most impressive or the most proud of the team that I can be, is that you have a player like Maya, we didn't miss a beat. Macy Blevins wasn't really shooting the ball that well. Got her 3rd foul, had every intention of bringing her back in the 4th quarter, but then we were playing well with the group that was out there. So I just let it roll. So you had 2 starters that didn't play the fourth quarter. And so that's what makes the team strong, because now we're not just 5, 6, 7. We might be 9, 10, 11, 12 deep.
All right, Coach, I'm going to probably tired of talking about the third quarter. So what did you see in the first, second, and fourth quarter that made you probably?
Yeah, the only difference between the first, second, and fourth and the third was shots in the third quarter didn't go in. Like, we had layups, we had free throws. None of them went in. And so we're not that bad of a shooting team. The part that was what I saw in their eyes in the first quarter was really in shoot around was just focus. They were intensely focused on playing their best. Was that going to be good enough to beat Old Dominion? We'd have to see. But I knew that they were ready and they were focused. They had that same focus when they got off the bus at Denton at North Texas. And when we got off the bus, I knew we were going to play well. I didn't know if we were going to be well enough to win, but we were going to play our best. And they had that same focus today in shoot around.
And I asked Jalen Foster the same question. She seemed a little bit more in tune on the offensive end. Did the coaching staff make an effort to try to get her more looks? Is there anything that you've seen in their defense?
No, she's been working on some particular shots, and I tell her to shoot. Matter of fact, she made one of those shots tonight that she had shot an air ball the other day from that same spot. And it was a good shot. Both of them were good shots. Just because she made one and shot the air ball and the other one doesn't mean it was a bad shot. That's a shot she practices. And she's going to get better and better at that, and she knows what she's looking for. And when she shoots shots that she doesn't practice, she knows she's probably going to hear it. But no, like we need her to make those shots. We need her to be able to take that other player's big that probably has 5 or 6 inches on her and bring her out away from the basket. And when you open that floor up, we got a lot of players that can get to the rim. Thanks, guys. Have a good weekend.